I know you're tired. I know you're hurting. And I wish I could say something that was classy and inspirational.
You can do it!
But that just wouldn't be our style.
Welcome to Project Reclamation, where you rebuild, re-energize, and reclaim your life.
Hello.
And welcome to the project.
Project Reclamation
Wow,
podcast,
getting
episode
up to it.
67 and 7, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
That's pretty good. This is really boring.
It's the mark of the beast minus 600 plus 1.
Yes. D-Day
D-Day
minus
plus
38 or
right?
something like that. I don't know.
Whatever you say, Dave. Dave Mode.
That's right. Yeah. So what's up, dude?
Not much, man.
This is a really rocky start.
It is. It's a rough start. It's a rough start for sure.
The engine is cranking. It's a little cold.
That's all right, dude. We'll get it there. We'll get it there.
There's some gelled fuel on the lines, and the radiator doesn't have any water in it, and the oil is black and burnt at the bottom of the pan.
All right, we'll change your oil. Do you have some caffeine in front of you?
I do not,
You do not.
because I have to go to bed after this, dude.
Oh, that's a good point. Well,
But-
slap yourself or something.
No, I'm good. I'm raring and ready to go.
Yeah, I mean it's yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like someone sucked the energy out of you.
Whoa.
But I don't want to jump there right too soon.
No. Hold that thought for about 15 minutes.
Right? Or at least
Yeah.
7.
So you were telling me when you got on the phone that you were watching a show. Which show was that, Tim?
I was watching the show Barry.
Barry. That's the
Yeah.
one with James Hader.
Bill.
James. Why did I say James? That's dumb.
Oh, James Franco.
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
And he's the assassin that turns into an actor.
Yeah, he's a Marine turned assassin who decides he wants to be an actor. And
Well, that's the natural progression of things for sure.
it's a good show. Bill, I got to give, dude, Hader is amazing. Oh, and Henry Winkler's in it. Hader does a great, he does a great job. Yeah, the Fonz.
Isn't Henry Winkler the acting coach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But holy shit, like, I don't know if this was like the singular, I mean, it's like a really dark comedy, and I don't know if they wanted this to be so prevalent, but holy shit, does watching that show make you just hate actors, like, period.
Oh, yeah, I could totally
It's like,
see
oh
that.
my God, these are some of the worst people on earth. Like, holy shit. Now, I'm not saying it's like a true life, presentation of all actors or anything, but the
They
actors
don't like to paint large swaths
the
of people
actors
with
who are
certain
playing
brushes.
the actors playing actors, they do a good job of making me really hate them, especially Sarah Goodman. She deserves some sort of award if she's not actually that annoying and horrible in real life.
I don't know who Sarah Good. You know what? I'm gonna look her up.
Look it up. She's cute. She plays
Sarah
a character called Sally
Goodwin.
Reed, and she's like horrible in like a way that is so real life. Like, she's the horrible person you were in back of at the line at the grocery store. She's the horrible person that you may be related to. She's the horrible person that sits in the cubicle next to you. That's just like, she's not a killer. She's not someone who does terrible, terrible things. She's just so vain and insecure and fucking annoying and self-righteous and entitled. And yeah.
Is it
She does a good
Goodman
job.
or Goodwin?
I think I'm not really sure.
It doesn't matter. I
Just look
will
up. Barry.
IMDb it.
It's a good show. Anyways, it's worth a watch. I mean, I'm on a crusade to find a replacement for Game of Thrones. So I mean, that's not going to happen.
I know. That's
Disappointed
the
by everything I watch. But
that's the
hey,
elephant in the room, in the digital room. The fact that old Game of Thrones is no longer on. Sarah Goldberg.
Goldberg, Goodman, Goodberg, Goodberg.
Sally Slammy Swappy Swami Samsonite. I was way off.
I was mixing her up with who's Goodwin? Jennifer Goodwin.
Jennifer Goodwin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she's either a horrible person or she's a great actress. One of the two.
Well, let's hope that she's a good person and just plays a bad person.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I think she's a good actress.
I'm just fucking with you, dude.
But man, like,
all good.
ooh,
Oh, Stephen Root. He's one of my favorites too.
who's that?
Stephen Root. He was he's in Office Space. He was Milton from Office Space.
Oh, he's fucking fantastic in that show, dude.
Yeah, dude. He's a stellar actor.
Oh, he's a great actor.
He was in it a ton.
You know
of
who
stuff
else is
that's
in
really
it?
good.
I don't know what else this guy's been in, but he's kind of creepy looking. I guess he has alopecia, so he's like completely hairless and like a little bit
Anthony Carrigan.
Yes, dude, he's great in that show. He's funny in everything I've ever seen. I think he played some character in Gotham, Zaz, who's like an assassin or something.
He was in Parenthood.
Yeah.
What else has he been in? Let's see
He's
here.
been in quite a few things, but he plays like a Chechen who almost like they don't actually make, like, he's not like, I don't know if he's actually like homosexual, but he's like super flamboyant, but he's like the leader of some mob group. Anyways, it's pretty entertaining.
Huh.
It's worth a watch. I think you'd enjoy it.
I watched the first episode, and it wasn't that we didn't like it. It was just one of those things
It's
where
dry.
something
and
else
dark.
took its place.
Yeah, it's dry and dark. I mean, it's a filler show. The acting is great, but I mean, it's not gonna just draw you in and take you hostage and make you a slave to the
Not like
schedule.
Silicon Valley.
See, speaking of hateable characters, dude, the main character in Silicon Valley is so fucking hateable.
Really?
You don't think so? He's just such a dick, man. It's
Well,
like
I
he's
guess if
like
you
kind
look
of
at it like
redeeming
that.
every now and then, but he's just such a selfish, arrogant prick.
Well, he's a quote unquote nerd.
That doesn't mean he has to be a selfish, arrogant prick.
Well, but when somebody's like super smart about one thing and they have zero social skills, like that's what happens. They get portrayed as.
I get it. And I get that like stuff
Bad
has to go
people.
wrong to make the show interesting, but I feel like he just has like, I don't know, like there's been times when he jumps down his friends' throats, he blames other people for shit, like he fucking, I don't know. He gives me the willies. I don't like him.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. That's why there's a lot of shows on TV.
Don't watch it.
Oh no, I still do. Because I love the other characters. The other characters are phenomenal. What's his name? The fucking dude, the dude with the long hair.
T.J. Miller.
No, well, T.J. Miller got written off the show.
Well, yeah, he Erlich Bachman.
Is he the guy with the long hair?
Oh, you're no. T.J. Miller was.
Oh
Erlich
yeah,
Bachman.
who's the? What is his name? He has like
Guilfoyle, Bertram
Guilfoyle. He's fantastic, and the dude who was from that show with what's his name, Zach Morris, and the guy from Road Trip. They were lawyers.
I don't know. Huh?
They were lawyers. Anyways, the Indian guy, the
It
Indian
doesn't
guy
matter.
on
yeah,
on
Kumail
Silicon Valley.
Nanjiani.
Yeah. And then I think the guy Russ, whatever, what the dude with like the Lamborghini.
Oh, Russ Hanneman.
guy's
Yeah,
hilarious.
the guy that put radio on the internet.
Yeah, put radio on the internet, man. And he's like 3 commas.
Dude, so Martin Starr was on Game of Thrones.
Who's that?
He's Guilfoyle.
Oh, nice.
He apparently he was an Ironborn number 2 uncredited.
That's cool. I heard that Aaron Rodgers had a cameo on Game of Thrones this
Oh, dude,
season.
I'm sure so many people did. Like the dude from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, he was on there. He was one of the ones that got killed in that first episode of the eighth season.
Oh, nice.
One of the Ironborn. Yeah.
So now here's the time when we tell you all how it ended, just in case you didn't get it spoiled. I'm just kidding.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So what are you doing? I heard you crunching on something.
Crunching?
Did you not crunch something?
I did not crunch anything.
I'm hearing phantom crunches in my ears.
You're hearing phantom crunches.
I think that might mean something. I have some horrible disease.
Could be.
It's crunchy tinnitus.
Crunchitis.
Crunchitis. Dude, I have no fucking clue.
You have cheetosis.
Cheetosis. Fucking.
I'm definitely in cheetosis because everything I hear sounds like crunches.
Yes, I'm in
And
Cheetosis.
my fingers are bright orange.
The Cheetos diet. Yeah, I do Cheeto.
Cheetogenic.
Cheetogenic diet.
I'm definitely in Cheetos.
I only eat orange stuff. I only eat orange.
Oh, that's so great. That needs to be a skit on like Saturday Night Live.
Cheetosis. We could do that on Miami Advice. What's the best way to lose weight? Get into Cheetosis, man.
Cheetosis.
You could just have like.
Wait, no, JB, it's ketosis.
It's like wait. Oh shit,
Damn
man!
it.
You could have just like your hands could be covered in like orange shit.
Yeah, I know that I'm in Cheetosis because my mouth tastes like cheese and my fingers are bright orange.
There's that horrible joke about the guy with the orange. Never mind. You know?
Do tell. I've never heard this joke.
Oh, so there's this dude, right? And he goes to the doctor and he's like, "Doctor, my dick is turning orange. I don't know what's wrong with it." So the doctor runs a bunch of tests and he comes back. He goes, "Am I going to be all right?" He goes, "You're going to be fine. You just need to stop eating Cheetos and watching porn."
Oh, yeah, I have heard that joke. I'm terrible at remembering jokes. It's so bad.
When I was a kid, I used to love jokes. Like, like joke punchline, that kind of shit. And
Yeah.
the other, sometime recently, something came up about like, who knows a good joke? And I realized like, I don't really remember any of those jokes, but I don't tell jokes anymore. I just try to be sarcastically funny, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
A little more subtle with your humor.
Subtle?
Subtle.
Like a subtitle? I just have subtitled humor.
Your mouth moving.
Subtle undertones. I just bring a dubber with me. I just move my mouth and then let someone else talk. So everything's dubbed like a bad kung fu movie. It's Godzilla up on the hill.
Godzilla is on the hill.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Please, everyone, run from the city right now.
Run away.
They're coming out with like another Godzilla too. This is just turning into movie talk.
God, they're
coming out with another Godzilla. It's like
they have rebooted that fucking movie so many times, and I mean, don't get me wrong. The one with what's his name, Aaron Taylor Johnson, is that his name?
I have no idea.
Yeah, the last one. It was Aaron
Taylor Johnson.
It was Aaron, the guy from Kick-Ass 2. He was in Savages. Fucking fantastic movie, by the way. He's a good actor. I like him. But yeah, so that the last one was him and the third Olsen twin. She's not a twin. The third Olsen sister. The one that was from that was in the Avengers. Well, I guess they were both in the Avengers.
Were they really?
Yeah, they played brother and sister in the Avengers, but they played husband and wife in Godzilla. Anyways, neither here nor there. It was slightly entertaining, but I don't remember anything about it, so I'm not going to recommend you watch it.
This new one has a bunch of good people in it, though.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
It's like Kyle Chandler from Friday Night Lights.
I do like Kyle Chandler.
Vera Farmiga.
Oh, she's creepy.
Millie Bobby Brown or Millie Bobby Brown, whatever.
Oh, is she the one from Stranger Things?
Stranger Things. Ken Watanabe, dude.
Say Watanabe?
No, Ken Watanabe. He was in The Last Samurai. He was Inception. He was in Inception. He was the Chinese guy from Inception.
Oh,
excuse me, Japanese.
I saw that movie
How
once.
dare
I might need to watch it again.
It's good. You won't figure out if you're like still.
I thought I
watching
was trying to watch that movie, but then it turned out I was watching a movie called Conception, and it was a totally different kind of movie.
Oh yeah, that's That's when you don't watch while you're eating Cheetos.
Yeah, but that's not what I was trying to watch, so I wasn't really in the mood. So it was just a disappointing evening.
You know who I've seen in some shows and stuff lately is Bradley Whitford. I think he's pretty funny.
Who's that?
He was the Weasley guy in Billy Madison, the guy that was trying to take over the company.
Oh yeah.
And he's had some bit part. He was in West Wing and stuff like that, and he's had some bit parts here and there, but he was in The Handmaid's
He's
Tale
actually good. He's
recently.
a good actor. I've seen him play some
he's a great
more
actor, yeah.
redeemed people. Then he was a good weasel in that show. Wasn't he also the you already said he was the asshole in Adventures in Babysitting?
Oh, was he? That's
so.
going way back.
Pretty sure. Yeah, that goes way back.
Probably.
Don't fuck with the Lords of Hell. Don't fuck with the Babysitter. Great movie.
Yeah, he's been acting since 1985.
He's not young, but I don't know how old he is. I would say he's probably at least in his probably late
40s.
Adventures
in Babysitting, 1987.
Yeah, he plays the dick guy that treats her like shit or something. Back when
he was in Scent of a Woman.
Oh.
With old
Ooh-ha.
Hey-ya.
Yeah, well, whatever that was.
Whatever. Hey-ya.
Whatever that was. When fucking Chris O'Donnell was like a little kid
He played Lips Manless in Dick Tracy.
Oh, look at that.
He didn't.
Oh.
That was Al Pacino.
Yeah, that's right. He was the main guy.
No, Lips. Yeah, it was Lips Manless, right? Yeah, that's right.
Warren Beatty. Whatever happened to him? Is he still alive?
Yeah, I think he's still alive.
Just chilling in a cabin in fucking Montana or something.
Yeah, why
Like
not?
you do.
Wouldn't you?
Fuck yeah, dude. Ain't nothing about
Like
that.
you
Just
do.
eating fresh elk every day. Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. So yeah, dude.
So yeah.
So we got your energy level up a little bit.
Energy. Yeah, it's up a little bit.
We just need
I'm not like on stun.
We just need to talk about. Oh, dude. So real quick before we jump into that, I did see a trailer for a show that looks fucking fantastic. The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, that's with
fucking Danny McBride, John Goodman, and the other guy that's not Zac Efron from whatever fucking so and so need wedding dates. And he plays the same douchey guy in everything he's ever been in. But yeah, it looks like a family of probably like grandpa, dad, and son who are like evangelist crooks, and it looks fucking fantastic.
The trailer I saw looked pretty decent.
Well, dude, come on. Danny McBride is great. John Goodman is a phenom.
Yeah, John Goodman. I always say this. He reminds me of your dad. Your dad reminds me of John Goodman.
They do have a resemblance there for sure.
Yeah, both she's.
But John Goodman's just fucking fantastic, man.
Oh, it's so good, man. So versatile.
Such a good actor, man. Like in Red State, and he was in that Cloverfield one, and I mean all the way back to Arachnophobia, and then obviously to fucking the dude.
Yep.
You're out of your element, Donnie.
What else was he in? The recent.
This is what happens when you fuck a man in the ass.
Yeah. Either way, it's all good. I forgot.
I don't know, dude. He's been in.
The energy is being sucked from me.
He's been in too many things. So. It's like JB. It's like the energy is being sucked from you, like a vampire would suck your blood.
That's right.
That is our topic today. We are going to talk about energy vampires. What is an energy vampire? I don't know, JB. Why don't you tell me?
I don't know. I have to look it up.
I don't think it's a real term.
Is it
I don't
not?
think it's look-upable. I mean, you could try. I don't know.
Energy vampires are emotionally immature individuals who have the sense that the whole world revolves around them.
All right.
They are almost incapable of seeing things from another person's perspective.
I would say that's like
which is not to be.
That's like a half definition. I would go so far as to say that what's her name's character is a complete energy vampire. They're the people who just want they think that their shit matters more than everyone else's. And they are not interested in anybody else's shit. And when you spend too much time with them, it just feels like they just suck the energy out of you. I would also go so far as to say, in Tim Frick's definition, this encompasses a lot of the negativity that people love to embrace these days.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's, from our good resource here, the Loner Wolf, from our previous episode.
We have cited them multiple times now. Maybe
I don't know why. This is just the first thing that pops up.
Hey, you know what, dude? Their search engine optimization is on point. Apparently,
it is extremely. So there's 6 different types of emotional or energy, not emotional.
Does
energy
Loner
vampires.
Wolf just like do they specialize in just different like there's so many different types of X and so many different types of Y? Because
probably.
All right, well, go for it, bro.
Okay, so number 1 is the victim or martyr vampire. They prey off your guilt. Victims or martyrs believe that they are at mercy of the world and suffer primarily due to other people. Instead of taking self-responsibility for their lives, they continually blame, manipulate, and emotionally blackmail others.
This one, and I feel like there's 2 different types. This probably goes for all of these. There's 2 different types. And I mean, it's a gray area, so it's not black and white. There's just 2. Some people could probably slide from one to the other, but I feel like you have the kind of intentional manipulative person who does it on purpose just to be a dick or just to manipulate. And then you have the people who are just so fucking wrapped up in themselves that they actually believe they're a victim and a martyr. And they're not actively manipulating people. They're just fucking horrible. Without really meaning to.
I think what happens is that it's the same person. They're just farther along down the down that same road.
Yeah, when like a dog, when they start to see some positive things come from that sort of behavior, then they.
Well, and that whole
Continue
victim
it.
mentality, like it's
Hey, man.
addicting.
Well, it's cool to be a victim.
Well, not even that. I think like literally, it's an addicting. Like some people get really sad and it makes them. And I'm going to say it makes them happy, but it it's like an addicting thing in your brain that you become addicted to that feeling. So, yeah, for sure.
Well, and it feels good to always have something to blame your failures or shortcomings on other than yourself.
Well, yeah. I mean, wouldn't we all like to blame everybody else for our shit?
I just want to blame you and Steve.
Well, you do. But it works because a lot of times it is our fault.
Nah, it's all good. You guys are a
All
positive
right.
force in my life.
Numero deuce.
Deuce.
I mean dose. The narcissist vampire.
Good one.
A narcissist energy vampire has no capacity to show empathy or genuine interest towards other people. Narcissist vampires carry the unconscious philosophy of me first, you second. Therefore, narcissists will constantly expect you to put them first, feed their ego, and do what they say. Narcissist vampires will also manipulate you with false charm, but will just as quickly turn around and stab you in the back. If you have a narcissist vampire in your life, you might feel a sense of extreme disempowerment as you feel crushed beneath their limelight.
So this is like abusive husbands. I'm sure there's abusive wives, and every politician ever to be a politician fits into this category. And probably a lot of those actors I was talking about.
Yeah, people that they're so narrow-minded, focused on themselves that they don't have any sort of. This is to me is kind of like the true, energy sucker. Just kind of like when no attention is paid to you.
That martyr one is pretty true too. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So go on. 2 for 2. I like the first two.
Number 3, the dominator vampire.
Oh, maybe this is more the abusive husband or wife.
The dominator vampire loves to feel superior and like alpha males or females due to their deep inner insecurities of being weak or wrong, and therefore hurt. Dominator vampires must overcompensate by intimidating you. Often, dominator vampires are loudmouth types of people who have rigid beliefs and black and white perceptions of the world. They are often racist, sexist, and or bigoted.
So it's like the school bullies, the fucking militia crowd, and all the people that belong to racist organizations.
Yeah, pretty much.
Awesome.
Well, the ones that completely take, that are so insecure, that they just completely flip that on its ear or flip it in reverse and take it off in the other direction.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of examples, and I mean, there's some that are worse than others, but I think that any group, organization, or person that judges somebody off of anything like their religion, race, whatever, all that stuff it's kind of ignorant and
for sure
arrogant.
It's all ignorance,
And just like everything else, all that bully shit and stuff, it all just comes from insecurity.
Of course it does.
The truth will set you free.
It will set you free.
All right, number 4.
Numero cuatro, the melodramatic vampire. The melodramatic energy vampire thrives on creating problems. Often their need to create constant drama is a product of dark underlying emptiness in their lives. Melodramatic vampires also love seeking out crisis because it gives them a reason to feel victimized, thus special and in need of love, an exaggerated sense of self-importance, and avoidance from life's real issues. Another reason why melodramatic vampires enjoy creating drama is that the negative emotions that they feed off of are addictive. So this was the one. This is kind of what I was talking about earlier, is the fact that those feelings that you get, even if they're negative, are very addicting.
These types are definitely not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah,
all right.
There's that one.
So number 5.
The judgmental vampire.
Oh, I know a lot of this is like everybody on social media.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Due to their severely low self-worth, the judgmental energy vampire loves to pick on other people. Their treatment of other people is merely a reflection of how they treat themselves. Judgmental vampires enjoy preying on your insecurities and bolstering their egos by making you feel small, pathetic, or ashamed.
Yeah. No, I mean that's yeah. I think this is similar similar to the bullying one. I think that there's a lot of crossover here.
Yeah, these are just different shades.
Yeah, different fucking 48 shades of gray.
Way to stay out of the
Now you can't sue me, assholes.
49 and a half. All right, number 6. Energy vampires aren't always malicious. As in the case of the innocent vampires, sometimes they can help. Wait, how may I start this over? Number 6. The innocent vampire. Energy vampires aren't always malicious. As in the case of the innocent vampires, sometimes they can be helpless types of people who genuinely need help, such as children or good friends who come to rely on you too much. It's good that you help those who you care about, but it's also important that you encourage them to be self-sufficient. Playing the role of the constant rock or support will eventually erode away your energy. As a result, you have little energy to support yourself.
Okay. Well, and I think
this is probably one of the least I
think there may
versions.
be. I agree because I mean, there's weak people, there's downtrodden people, and I don't know that it's it's not necessarily the person, but the phase that they're in, and there's people who are just down on their luck, and there's children, and just people who are they kind of need help in some.
There's going to be people who are always going to need help from people.
Right. But those are people you kind of expect to take some energy from you, and.
Well, and sometimes that you want to give those people energy.
Right, but I also
I know in certain situations where, having a kid, yes, a lot of times we're like, oh, Daddy, I want you to hold me, or I need you to help. I'm like, well, I know you can do this.
Well, yeah, but you also
and you have to stand your ground a little bit.
But I mean, it's going to be a little bit crushing when he doesn't need you anymore.
Well, no, for sure.
Yeah.
So, and that's where I think a lot of people play into this. Is they create these kinds of people, the innocent, because it's like, well, okay, you want to be helpful in someone's life because you want to feel that need and purpose yourself. So,
well, and I think that dude, on to that point, I think that a lot of people, and I've probably been guilty of this. You have this innate desire to help people. So I think sometimes you kind of almost either welcome some of this energy vampire behavior, or you almost search it out or ask for it. Because, you want to help and save somebody, and you want to save a hoe or whatever it is.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think it kind of goes both ways.
Is the fact that, and you see it with people like, people who need that in their lives, like people who have 100 cats or, stuff like that. Like they're trying to manufacture that purpose and the fact that they want something that needs them in their life,
Well, or I think this probably happens in dating, there's always a lot of times, there's a victim and then there's somebody like, oh, I want to save somebody. It's a lot of fucking work, dude. I don't recommend it, but yeah, I think that kind of goes along with, we have this innate desire to help people, but then I think some people also, for whatever reason, it probably also branches from insecurities. They have the kind of the need to be the hero sometimes, and that one kind of could lend itself to being manipulated by an energy vampire. So now we know what an energy vampire is. Where do we go from here?
Let's because we went through and identified some
some
examples.
I think when I thought of this, this was an idea that came from Ideas from the Throne, by the way. It's going to be JB and I's new book.
Ideas from the Throne.
Ideas from the Throne.
It's where we sit down and contemplate life's existence questions whilst downloading refuse
and reading Men's Health.
And reading myself.
That's how it goes, people. But yeah, I think that my two kind of messages were, I think, kind of identifying what is an energy vampire, and then also how to not be an energy vampire, and then maybe how to identify the energy vampires in your life, and maybe you don't have to get rid of them, but maybe minimize their impact on your life.
Yeah. It's all about, everybody's not everybody you interact with is gonna, completely be beneficial to you.
No, and I don't think they need to, but I think it's just a matter of recognizing. I think social media is probably a good place to start with this, because I feel like that's where
easily
where
it's
so
a
much
of all
this stuff resides. It's a cesspool. So I think it's if you spend too much time on social media and you find yourself being sucked dry of all your energy, I think maybe evaluating your feed is probably a good idea. And figuring out, who's the narcissistic, or maybe you can make it into a fun game. Who's the let's write down the 6 types of energy vampire and figure out who's who.
No, you can tell. You can tell. You may not need to put them into categories, but you can tell the people that are taking energy from you rather than adding energy to you. And the point is just get them out of there. So an easy way to do that: don't log into Facebook.
That is a good way to do it. You can also mute. You can delete. Mute's probably a good one for people that you may be related to or something, and deleting them would be a problem.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because you can turn your feed into a nice free-flowing positivity rainbow.
I don't know about that, though,
Probably
because there's some crazy algorithm underneath there that is going to... it's going to make you upset, because that's the way that they get engagement.
And allegedly that happened accidentally, but it was like when people get frustrated, they click more shit. So...
Well, again, I know Joe Rogan's talked about this.
Well, and that's where we're getting it from. Just like
that's where we're referencing this from. Well, and he got it from some study that we have no idea.
Yeah.
But apparently, the algorithm, being sort of artificially intelligent, learned that it took data from the fact that people clicked on things that were disturbing or that were frustrating. But they engaged more. They stayed on the post more. They clicked more. They clicked more things. They stayed on the whatever website or whatever it was.
So this is
longer.
An algorithm that's got an artificial intelligent piece to it that they created to try and recognize and basically bait you for more clicks. And what this AI has learned is that we fucking click more shit the more frustrated we get. This is some crazy study in the dangers of AI and the fucked up human nature that we possess. It's kind of frightening, really.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
But a lot of times people get, jump to the conspiracy theory of it that, that's what they're trying to do. But a lot of times it's just the fact they're just kind of amplifying human nature in certain things.
Yeah. I wasn't even going in that direction. I just meant it was literally trying to learn how to garner more clicks. And what it ended up learning was that frustrating people gets more clicks, which is fucking crazy,
for sure. I'm just saying, that in the fact that it's amplifying that, and it's giving people really kind of what they want, honestly.
Well, and then
subconsciously,
and then you're going to end up having people. Well, I mean, you already do have people that can that figure out the algorithm, and then they manipulate it, and they post shit that they know is going to get people riled up.
So that's sort of the malicious side of it.
Well, and I mean, I think that I'm not saying it was all designed that way or whatever, but when something exists and becomes fairly common knowledge or common enough for someone to figure it out, someone's going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So don't believe everything you see or click, man.
Some moral of the story is get off the social media.
Get off the social media. Go find
even YouTube.
Go find some people and give them some positive energy.
Because YouTube's probably the worst for it, because you watch something and then its algorithm, it populates your watch next feed, and it's probably going to be...
It's still pretty good, though, I think, at least for me. And I don't really search that much stuff, but my feed is always motivational videos, workout videos, random Game of Thrones theories from people who are totally not qualified to give Game of Thrones theories, and then a bunch of rain music for sleep.
Oh, nice.
Whatever megahertz music for sleep. I like to listen to music when I sleep. And the problem is once you start listening to music or white noise or rain sounds when you sleep, then you can't sleep without that shit.
Do you just have an app on your phone?
Well, when I'm home, I just tell Alexa to play some rain sounds, or I tell her to play me some sleep music, and she comes up with some pretty good shit. But if I'm traveling, I just usually play like some YouTube video on my phone.
Yeah, there you go.
No, it works.
There's apps for that, dude.
I know, but I mean,
just get an app.
Why?
Why not?
I mean, I can turn on a YouTube video that's 8 hours long and then fall asleep.
8 hours long?
Yeah, they have ones that are 8 hours, 6 hours, 3 hours, 12 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, you should probably plug your phone in before you fall asleep like that. Otherwise, your phone's going to die and your alarm's not going to go off. You're not going to wake up. You're going to miss your meetings.
That's why I have an app that does all that for me, because it just goes forever.
Well, that's fine.
I want to sleep for 12 hours, and 8 hours in, it turns off.
Well, I mean, once I'm asleep, it's pretty fine. And then if I wake up and it's already off, I just turn it back on. It's not that big of a deal.
No, I know. It doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't really matter at all.
Playing Devil's Avocado.
Devil's Avocado. So yeah, but rain sounds. That's the algo, man. That's my YouTube. My YouTube feed is all fucking rain sounds.
That's
I'm an interesting motherfucker.
Binaural beats.
Exactly, dude. Binaural beats. Or they have all these different megahertz for sleep and whatever. But honestly, I think the best is just like thunderstorm sounds. Anything repetitive and kind of white noisy. I mean, there's even like heavy metal music that I could go to sleep to if it had like a kind of repetitive beat.
Really?
Yeah.
It's weird.
I just can't do silence.
No, the silence thing, yeah, I have to have, we have a fan, so I'll turn the fan on.
That works, yeah.
Just something.
Oh, but the best is when it's raining outside and you open your window and just listen to real rain and smell the rain and then go sleep like a baby.
That's right. It works well.
It does.
It's good stuff.
So, JB, have you had any energy vampire experiences in your life recently?
Let's see here. You know what? To be perfectly honest with you, I've gotten to the point in my life where I've kind of overcompensated in taking people out of it that do that. I'll be there for I'll recognize it, and I'm just like, all right, peace out, dude. I don't need to be around you. Obviously I've had bosses that are like that, and I don't accept it. I'm like, sorry, I'm to the point where it's just not worth it for me.
Well, I think when it comes to there's bosses and stuff. I mean, there's people in your lives that are going to be energy vampires that you can't necessarily avoid or take out of your life unless you just quit your job. But sometimes that's not an option.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I'm the same way as you, man. I have probably gone too far the other way in just going on friend diets and acquaintance diets and just fucking cutting fat.
A lot of that's laziness too.
Oh, it's
but
for sure laziness. It benefits
me in the fact that
for sure
I don't have those people in my life. So
no, it's it's for sure definitely a little bit of laziness and just kind of being busy. But it's always funny when some of those people, somehow end up exiting your life in one way or another, and you didn't really realize how much of a kind of a drag they were until they're out. And you're like, wow.
Yeah, it's like a weight lifted off your chest. That's kind of
refreshing. And I didn't even realize that. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting.
Well, and a lot of people get so used to it that they think that it's normal and you're just kind of unhappy.
Yeah, but then that's just the perpetuation of the negative feedback loop that we're living in right now.
Exactly.
And it's kind of sad.
Oh, it's very sad.
It makes me sad.
The fact that people can't, that people just take.
Yeah, everyone just takes, and that makes me sad. So now I'm
just saying they accept it.
Right, they accept it. So now I'm sad. So now I'm going to go complain about me being sad and suck the energy from a bunch of other people, and then they're going to be sad. And it's like this whole it's like I don't know, it's like a disease, dude. It's like a fucking virus.
Yep.
It's
it certainly is.
It's the bubonic plague, and you can just turn other people into vampires.
It's the vampiric plague.
We need to start a movement with positive vampirism.
Yeah.
We're just giving people energy instead of taking it away. I mean, just think how jazzed people, think how jazzed you are when you're at the store and someone's like, "Hey, sir, I really like your shirt." Or Or, you drop something and someone picks it up for you. Or,
or someone just holds the door open
someone
for
holds
you.
the door
It's
open.
like, oh, cool,
Or
check it out.
you hold the door open for somebody and they say thank you.
Because you just did them a solid,
Yeah.
and they're going to be thinking about
Right.
that. And that's positively
But just think how
spreading.
easy it is. I mean, we've talked about the whole plane analogy. Like, it just takes, turning that plane a couple of degrees, and that plane ends up in a whole different place. So, you do something nice for somebody instead of dragging them down and sucking their energy out, at the beginning of the day. And, like, where does that trajectory put them by the end of their day? You never know. It could have just that little tiny thing. I mean, I could
take them straight to Jamaica.
There you go, man.
And scuba diving.
Yeah, like scuba diving with sharks and stuff in coral reefs, but not like the sharks that'll kill you, like the ones that are just fun to watch.
Yeah, I've been diving with sharks.
I haven't. I'd like to.
It's fun. If y'all are ever thinking about scuba diving, you should do it.
Yeah, I need to go on a vacation.
Go get certified. And you're in San Diego, dude. There's plenty of
I
places.
guess I don't need to go on vacation.
Diving.
I just need to fucking drive 5 miles to the ocean.
Yeah, you live in a vacation.
Oh, it's so true. Oh well. Yes. No more.
It's good times.
No more vampirism here. I'm going to go scuba diving with sharks.
I feel like I'm being an energy vampire right now.
A little bit. So how do we fix this,
well,
JB?
I'm illustrating our.
So
point
when you're not actually an
within
energy
the
vampire,
episode.
but you're being an energy vampire, how can you or can I change that?
You could end this episode.
That's a terrible idea.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not gonna. I refuse to end this episode while you're still being an energy vampire. No, but this is a good point though. Like there's times like I think most people that listen to us, they're probably more positive people. They enjoy our messages. I think for the most part we try to have a positive. We try to leave a positive mark on the world, but you fall into that shit sometimes. So like, what are some ways we can get ourselves out of that shit? This is a good exercise.
This is a good
exercise. What do you got, man? What are some of your tricks? You call old Timbo and you're like, Tim, get me out of my vampire state. Drink some coffee.
Sorry.
Because normally in that situation,
really
I would be the one calling you to get me out of a negative state, probably.
Well, I feel like you're pretty good about the energy level.
Yeah, I try.
And honestly, since we've been doing this, and I'm not blaming this at all on having kids, but at the same time, that does zap a lot of energy.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think also, and maybe for you, it's like literally energy, and sometimes that just means you have 2 kids and a job, and you need some sleep.
Well, and that's part of it.
For me, I think there's times
physical energy,
but there's times when you get into a funk, like more of a kind of a negative energy funk, or I get into a negative energy funk. So like, what's it like? We can't help, JB having low energy because he's got 2 crazy little kids and all sorts of other stuff going on. But how do we fix that like negative energy funk?
I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry, dude.
Get a dog.
There you go. Get a dog.
Go pet your dog if you already have one. Maybe watch a funny YouTube video. Listen to a song that you like. Go fucking work out. Yes, go for a walk. Go work out. Go.
I think exercise. I think
exercise is probably the best. I have a date with Steven tomorrow morning with his punching bag in his garage.
Nice.
We're gonna go do a little boxing workout. Should be kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, I was just reading a study saying that children's brain development, and this is really logical, but it's based on exercise, sleep, and nutrition. It's like, duh, but exercise being the first one because it moves your blood around. It moves it gets rid of the old bad stuff and helps your body produce the new good stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe that negative energy funk you're in is due to the fact that you're literally in a physical funk.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
And I know that I'm kind of in one right now because I haven't exercised like regularly for a number of months.
Neither have I.
And I'm feeling the effects, and that's I know that that's what I need to do, and eventually here I will.
But
get out of that. Right.
The last 2 weeks, like I'm up to about 2 workouts a week. So if I could just keep that up and maybe make it 3
that's awesome.
or 4. Well, so far it's Monday and I'm 0 for 1. Good job, Tim.
Hey, but you've got 6 more days
That
to
is
go.
true. That is true. And tomorrow I got my fucking Nazi Steve that I have to meet up with in the morning. So that's going to happen.
Yep.
Steve is a
There
fucking...
you go. You are fortunate enough to have a friend who is fit and who cares about your fitness and is willing to devote some time to help you get there.
Dude, we
that's
fucked
huge.
each other up, man, the other day last week.
Really?
Yeah, it was right before we recorded the date night episode. We went to the gym and we did we started with the tread climber. Man, that thing is legit, dude. It fucking sucks. I hate it. I'm gonna do more of it.
The tread climber.
Yeah, it's like a treadmill, but the treadmill split, and then the two things go, and then as they go, when you step on them, they go down, and then the other one kind of pops back up. But if your steps aren't perfectly equal, which you would never notice walking or running on ground or on a treadmill, then one of them ends up lower than the other one, and you feel like a fucking pirate, like with a peg leg, like just fucking stumbling around. So you have to kind of you can't just zone out and walk or run on this thing. You have to pay attention, because otherwise you'll just fucking fall over. So we did that one to start off with, and we just did a quarter mile, and then we ended up doing a mile and a half total, but at a quarter mile, and then we do a couple of sets of lifting, and then a quarter mile on the treadmill. But then at the end, Steve got this great idea. They had one of those CrossFit bikes with the fan and the arm things.
Oh yeah.
So we did
we
did 30-second bouts. We did 3 sets of 30-second bouts of that thing at maximum capacity. And dude, it's amazing how fucked up you can get in 30 seconds with a stupid bike.
Oh yeah, dude, that high intensity training.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was, basically. So yeah, so we did all that, and then we went to Cutwater for happy hour and got shit-faced for $8. Not shit-faced, but as drunk as you can get and still drive home at some point. Because they have those canned.
Not that you're condoning that at all.
Well, no, that's why I didn't have a third one.
You guys took Uber home.
Well, yeah.
Duh.
I mean, sometimes it's worth it. Uber $20 or whatever. I mean, it's always worth it.
Oh, it's always
it's
worth the Uber $20.
Yeah. No, I had. We had 2 or 3 drinks, and then we did have to get ourselves home by alternative means. I would never Uber anywhere, though. I'd rather kill myself.
Lyft.
Yeah, Lyft is my jam, dude.
It's just a happier company.
It is. They're just I'm sure they're a big evil corporation too, but they're just less evil and asshole.
Well, they're selling it to us, and it's working.
Well, I mean, Uber works too. I just
way.
know enough about the guy that created it and how they treat their drivers and stuff that it's just not something I choose to condone if I can avoid it.
Yeah.
I mean, when they go so far out of their way to keep people from earning money and keep them from getting benefits, there's a line that you cross at some point. I mean, I get profitability and shit, but yeah. Anyways, this isn't an episode about Uber. It is what it is.
No, I get it.
So yeah, so we had a
it.
few drinks
Yeah.
after a workout, and then we recorded an episode, and it was garbage. I liked it.
It's beautiful garbage.
Yeah, just cleaning out the mine gutters.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to, man.
Sometimes.
It's like the gutters on your house.
Dude. You gotta scrape the tank, clean the tanks out.
Right, dude, yeah.
So that way it doesn't contaminate your fuel, your water, or whatever it is you're keeping in there.
And sometimes when you got lots of ideas, you gotta purge the little gas valve so it doesn't blow up.
That's right. This is just chock full of metaphors here.
Chock full of metaphors, yeah. Well, I think we're beating a dead horse at this point. So yeah. If you are feeling a little, first of all, if you feel like you have energy vampires in your life, go get rid of them one way or another, or reduce your encounters with them as much as you possibly can, without getting fired or divorced or whatever, wherever those people end up. Like if it's your mother-in-law, you're kind of stuck, here and there. If it's your boss, you kind of have to interact with them to a certain degree.
Yeah, but if it gets to the point where it's your family, you can at least confront them.
For sure.
But I guess you can confront anybody, really. It depends on if you want, that's ultimately, I think, all the things that we've said or that you've said about, getting rid of there's also the option of trying to help that person.
I was
too.
actually just thinking that, man. It's like a transformational thing. You could try to help this person, and I mean, depending on what the relationship with them is, and what your influence on them is, you might have to be crafty about it. But that might be kind of a fun little game you could make for yourself.
Well, but it might just be being nice to them, because a lot of these things that we've talked about are based on insecurities.
Being nice to them, send them a funny video on YouTube.
So if it's bad and it's being extremely detrimental to your health or your livelihood, yes, get away. But if it's a mild annoyance, there should be a way for you to be like, hey man, what's up, dude? This is the vibe I'm getting from you. Are you cool? Like, are we cool? Like, what's going on? Talk to me. And if they're like, yeah, I know, I'm having a bad day, and they allow you to help them, then you're doing a solid, because
Absolutely.
You're taking the fact that they were being an energy vampire, and you're curing them of their vampirhood.
Yeah, dude.
That's a word.
It's like
their vampiricalness.
It's the movie that's like black and white, and then somebody turns the whole movie into color, and it's like everybody's happy again.
Whoa.
Well, and I think there's certain, of those ones you listed, there's certain types of energy vampires that do probably just need to be picked up. Then there's the seriously manipulative ones who are evil at the core, and those are the ones you need to watch out for and probably get the fuck away from.
Well, and to be perfectly honest with you, I haven't lived a super crazy long life yet, but those are so very rare.
I know, but they're super dangerous, though.
They are there, but the ones that are that evil and manipulative, you'll hopefully sniff out quickly,
or you'll get shot in the back of the head because you won't drink the Kool-Aid while you're at that cool summer camp in Guyana.
Well, I mean, in the history?
No, you're right. They're few and far between.
Like such a small population. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but
I think
don't go into every interaction with everybody.
No, but I mean,
is this person going to lure me into a cult and then make me drink Kool-Aid? Like, I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just trying to say, my point being is that go into interactions with faith in humanity.
Oh, absolutely, man. But if you're in a relationship with somebody, be it a friendship or a romantic relationship, and this person, if you're getting the vibe at some point that there's definitely like some kind of manipulation going on here, and it's probably intentional, then just check it. Talk to some of your friends. Maybe you need to get out.
Yeah.
But you're right. Most of it is just people who are stuck in the negative feedback loop that is the world. So try to throw some positivity into that spinning cog and see if you can change it a little bit.
Yeah, and most people can snap out of it pretty quickly. So most people. Sure.
Well, and yeah, I mean, just like the negativity and all that bullshit is like a virus and it spreads. I think positivity spreads too. And happy goes a long way.
It's funny how we were talking about how the whole algorithm, makes people respond more dynamically, I think, to negativity. But it's the whole. I bring this up every now and again, but it's like it's fast food versus real good food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You want to eat fast food because it gives your brain this like cool drug feeling of like, oh my God, this is so good. But it's not very good for you.
Yeah.
So going in and getting good food, yeah, it tastes okay. But it's a long game thing. To be positive, you have to continue to be positive. And it will ultimately benefit you greatly. Whereas being negative feels good. But it's a very dynamic way to be because it's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down all the time.
You're chasing the fucking dragon.
And that'll wear on you. Exactly. It's a drug.
Yeah.
It's addicting, but it's a drug. So look at it as though it's something that's good for you that you're going to have to do constantly maintaining for the long haul. And you'll ultimately be happier for it.
Negativity is a dick. Addicting.
It's addicted to you.
Yep, that's exactly the song I was thinking of. Thank you.
Yep.
What was that? Who's saying that? Simple Plan.
Was it Simple Plan?
I'm pretty sure it was Simple Plan. So yeah, Yeah, just throw some positivity in there. It may not be the immediate heroin feedback that feels so good, but I promise you it'll turn things around. It'll make you feel better, and it'll make the people around you happier. And it's like a domino effect, a ripple effect, if you will.
Well, it's really funny too. Like if you're around a bunch of negative people, this happens at jobs and stuff like that. People are not happy with their condition, so they drag everybody down. You have this little clique of negativity.
Well, misery loves company.
Go in there,
that thing. That's a true.
If you go in
saying.
there and you throw some positivity in there, like, hey guys, what's going on? Y'all look good. All that stuff. It's funny. It's like having a really good break with the cue ball at pool
for sure.
Like it shatters everything. And it's so funny because you can see on people's faces they're like and usually the response initially is negative, but you can really figure out who is sort of responding to the key person that's being negative, because they will snap initially and they're like, oh yeah, totally, man. They'll jump on it because they know that feeling is the true feeling that they really want to be feeling.
Right.
So it's kind of an interesting social experiment to do. So not that I'm saying go seeking out the negativity, but if you're at the point where you're capable enough to have the confidence to go in and sort of try to bust up the negativity, it's a lot of fun.
It can suck you in, but if you have your negativity armor on and you're comfortable with that, then yes, absolutely, go throw some positivity in that group. Now, there are groups that you try that and it just doesn't work, and then I think you just need to walk away. Yeah, but a lot of them,
well,
and
you should,
bit goes a long
you
way.
can probably you'll know going into it. You know that there's the little people who always have their drama. Save the drama for your mama.
Yeah, well, people need it. It's another drug. It's a lot of drugs.
It is a drug. Well, it's on TV. It's everywhere.
Oh, dude, drama is
so
drama.
bad.
People need it. People crave it.
There's a whole series of television shows and movies about it.
It's a genre. Drama, the genre.
It's a genre.
Yes.
The drama genre.
There's a way to put those two words
genre.
away. There's a way to put those two words together, and I can't fucking do it.
Drama. It's the drama.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. You know what's interesting? Right. You were getting kind of a little bit energy sucked, and then we started talking about positivity, and you pepped up.
Crazy how that works out, huh?
It's like our own little accidental case study right here on the show that you witnessed.
Or did I do that on purpose?
Shut up.
Did you say shut up?
Yeah, you just ruined my whole fucking example. God damn it. Fuck you, man.
Well, no, I did it on purpose to illustrate a point.
I know. And I pointed it out. And then you pulled the curtain back and you're like, look, the wizard's fake. Haha.
Well, maybe I didn't.
Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't.
We'll
never know. Only JB
will
know.
We will never know.
I won't know until I talk to him after I hit stop on this record.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. Well,
the three of you that have listened this entire episode,
it's the dozens
will only get the
and dozens of listeners to Project Reclamation.
Excuse me, the 3 million of you.
3 millions and millions.
I see. I was being an energy vampire to my own self there. I was self-pitying the fact that we may not have as many listeners as we like, but we're still doing this,
and we're
staying strong.
Exactly shown we are the light.
We're that sort of ray of light.
Yeah, but we also have
people can attach to.
We have this positivity that we're not exactly putting out into the world, other than just putting it out into the world, but we're not really telling anyone about it. So hey, go tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
It's our job to produce it. We'll try to spread it, but you guys, if you enjoy it, go spread it. Spread it around.
Well, and we'll get to the point where
we'll get there.
We'll be so shamelessly self-promoting. Well, we'll turn ourselves into a multi-level marketing thing.
Yes.
Where it's like, and we won't ask you for any money, but you know what? We are going to go make you tell your family and friends about us.
Hey, if they enjoy what we're putting out there, that's not a bad thing.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, and ultimately, we are trying to bring you some sort of valuable content that, is one of those things where it's like, you know what? Yeah, I have an hour to drive, or something like that. I'm going to go listen to these 2 yahoots or 3 yahoots, jabber on about whatever.
For sure, man. Or, if we fail at the value part, we try for entertainment number 2. At least if you're entertained
Yes,
by how
definitely
stupid
entertainment
we are
number 2.
while we clean out our mind gutters.
We take some entertaining deuces.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then we bring you those thoughts
So,
from Thoughts from the Throne.
This episode of Project Reclamation, Energy Vampires, has been brought to you by the Throne. Not the Iron Throne, the other one.
The commode, as they call it in the South.
The latrine. The head.
Okay, the final thought.
Yes,
here
what is your final thought?
I'm really disappointed that my wife has got me hooked on the show Southern Charm.
What is that?
Oh, it's so bad, dude.
JB.
It's a reality TV show on Bravo, of all things. And it's these, like, well-to-do... Well, I guess there's kind of there's a broad cross-section of demographics, but it's these, like... I think it spans from like early 20s to like 50, but like one dude is an ex like state treasurer or something that got busted for cocaine use or something like that. There's a couple of like trust fund people. Let's see. Yeah, then there's like a couple, I guess it does pretty much span. They're in Charleston, South Carolina. And it's just this like weird drama mama reality thing. But it has sucked me in, and it's really disappointing me. The fact that I was able to get sucked into this.
Well, that's too bad.
It's good. I mean, I don't know. Don't watch it. Do watch it.
I'm not going to watch it.
The energy vampires get you.
I like to watch fake shit.
I know. I like fiction, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I call it fake shit. You call it fiction.
It's all fiction. Even the reality stuff is fiction.
Real stuff is more fiction than the drama, the fake drama.
And it's being sold to you as real.
That's the problem.
It's kind of
it's
deceitful.
It's very deceitful. All right, I got a little bit of good news to end it. Now that you just brought us way down with that story.
All right.
So
bring us back up, Timbo.
The title of this, brought to you by the Good News Network, is 6 years after fateful encounter at local landfill, man has rescued hundreds of abandoned dogs. A casual trip to the local landfill has forever changed the life of a Greek man after he stumbled upon an injured dog hiding amongst the trash. It has been 6 years since Theoklitos, or Takis, Priostakis. Wow, this guy's like super Greek.
Super Greek.
Theoklitos Takis is his nickname. Priostakis.
He like can't finish a sentence without bursting into tears.
First felt spurred to visit the nearby garbage dump on the island of Crete. As he was wandering through the piles of garbage, he found an injured, malnourished stray dog. He knew that he had to help the pup, so he brought it to a local veterinarian for medical attention. Once the dog was treated, Takis realized he did not have room for the pup at his own home, so he brought the dog back to the dump and continued to bring it food every day. During his regular visits to the dump, Takis came upon more and more injured and abandoned dogs. Luckily for them, Takis was more than happy to take the dogs under his wing and provide them with food and veterinary treatment. After a year of regular visits to the dump, Takis was collectively taking care of about 70 dogs. Despite his fondness for the stray canines, however, the locals did not share his affection, and they eventually threatened to poison the dogs if they were not removed from the dump. Thankfully, Takis convinced him to give him 30 days to find the pups a new home. He then bought a 55 square meter, 592 square feet patch of land near the dump to house the dogs and named it Taki's Shelter. Taki says that after spending 20 years of his life working in the nightclub industry, he has collectively poured over $185,000 of his own money into his new career of saving abandoned dogs. Since creating a Facebook page for the nonprofit shelter, it has garnered hundreds of thousands of enthusiastic followers. The sanctuary has become so popular on social media, Taki says that it is now almost entirely run on donations from animal enthusiasts around the world. 6 years after his fateful encounter with the injured dogs at the dump, Takis told CBS News that he has rescued over 1,000 dogs, and he is now caring for 342 dogs, and he hopes to find loving homes for each and every one of them. So good job,
That's awesome.
man. That's awesome. I mean, he's rescued over 1,000 dogs. And this,
I know.
if you look it up, the picture, he has this cute little puppy, like kind of around his neck. So its front legs are kind of on his one shoulder. Its back legs are on his other one. And it's adorable. Adorable little picture.
I know some of my favorite Facebook or social media videos are not that the fact that I like that the animals were treated poorly in the first place, but when, they have like, I think there's a lot of them from India or Mexico or something like that, where like this veterinary team goes around and finds these animals that were abused, but then they nurse them back to health.
That's awesome.
Like there was one recently where there was a little miniature horse. No, it was a donkey. It was a little donkey.
Aww.
And he had like, dude, his back was just covered in maggots. He had like rope burns everywhere. Like he was emaciated. And you were just like, oh, your heart just broke for him. And then these guys, they put a blanket over him. They pick him up. They put him in a trailer. And then they kind of document the healing of him. And, it's like, they're scraping all these maggots off and they're bandaging them. And, it's kind of hobbling around. And then they cut to the next month and, the wound's looking better and he's gained a little weight and he can kind of, his little pep in his step now, and then finally they'll get to the end and he's like, running around with a, nosing a ball or something like that or, kicking and,
That's awesome, dude.
I love those videos.
Well, that's
like I said, I hate that the animals are abused in the first place.
But it's so cool when
I love
people
that there are
take 'em
people
in.
out there to that's pretty much their livelihood. That's what they do is they go around and they bring sick animals back to health because that's negative energy and they're bringing positive energy to those things.
And a healthy dog is just like the epitome of positive energy, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're the like a good boy or good girl is just it's a complete opposite of an energy vampire. They will just
cats on the other hand.
Cats are horrible. They're mean. They will fuck you up, dude. Like no joke. No joke.
They certainly will.
Yes, and a dog apparently, a dog will wait days, maybe weeks, if it ever even eats an owner after its owner dies and nobody's around. But a cat will literally start eating your face like as soon as your heart stops beating.
Yeah.
Sorry, cat owners.
On that note.
But yeah, no, it's very cool. Very cool. Apparently, Kevin Smith has a really cool story. One of the dogs that he has that I think he still has was like a pit bull mix that he rescued, and the thing was like 20 pounds. And then he fed it like the doctor told him to feed it eggs. And so he made it scrambled eggs the first day. And then he started making the dog omelets. And I guess his wife was bitching. She's like, "You've never made me an omelet. Fuck you." And then he brought the dog back to the vet.
You can make yourself an omelet.
He brought the dog back to the vet a few weeks later. The vet's like, "Holy shit." The dog was like 90 pounds. He's like, "What did you do?" He's like, "Well, you told me to feed her eggs. So I made her omelets every day." He goes, "I didn't say cook the eggs, but all right." Like, he's like by day 3, he's like, "I'm putting sausage and bacon and shit in her omelets." And
truffle oil and, andouille.
Exactly.
And,
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kevin Smith has a cool story about a dog that he saved.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
Way to overdo it in the right direction.
It was just great. It's like, I didn't say cook the eggs. So this dude is cool guy. I think dogs and animals definitely have a positive influence in the world, and I love when they save them, and then they save the rescues, and then they pair them with like vets and stuff. So it's giving back, man.
Yeah.
It's a circle of positivity.
They find loving homes,
Exactly.
and then those dogs bring, boundless.
It's like the
love to other
perfect
people.
mixture, like a dog that needs love and like a vet that maybe has no one, who maybe went through some shit. So yeah, good stuff. So yeah, you know what? We'll leave you with that. Go spread some positivity in the world. Recognize the energy vampires.
Get rid of them energy vampires.
Either get rid of them or try to change them. Try to bite them with your positivity.
Basically wear emotional garlic.
There you go.
And carry like a emotional silver
bullets and wooden stakes
in your mind gun.
Yeah.
And just that's what you do.
That's what you do.
Rock on.
All right.
Well, y'all be good.
Until we talk again. Peace.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.